The best thing about this is very, very easy to execute, to learn, to achieve. I am Donnie Madison. This is the Shade Shuffle.
This is the Shade Shuffle. Deck of playing cards completely in order from the beginning. A few table shuffles are executed that look real. They look fair, but everything's completely fake. Everything stays in order. This is the Shade Shuffle. It looks as fair as it possibly can. You shuffle the playing cards over and over on the table, and the order of the playing cards never changes. It looks as fair as it possibly can. And the best thing about this is very, very easy to execute, to learn, to achieve. I am Daniel Madison. This is the Shade Shuffle.
I am Daniel Madison. This is the Shade Shuffle.
I am Daniel Madison. Welcome back. Thanks for being here. For choosing to spend some more time with me and Charlie Madison today. We both appreciate it. In this video, I'm going to teach you a boss move. This is a false table shuffle that allows you to look like you're fairly shuffling a deck of playing cards on a table. In fact, it's completely false. The deck starts and finishes in brand new deck order. I have taught this move in a few different places, a few different times, but I've found some new psychological subtleties, some new things I like to do with it. So consider this an updated teaching of this false shuffle. Grab yourself a deck of playing cards and strap yourself in. I'm Daniel Madison and this is the Shade Shuffle. So I'm stood directly behind the camera so you can see exactly what I can see for the mechanics of this. This is very easy in terms of the mechanics and the technique itself. The most conviction and the way you're going to convince somebody that this is being shuffled is in your body language, your behavior, the psychology of the execution of this. But right now, let's just look at the mechanics. Here's what's happening. The deck is in brand new deck order to start with. You might want to start with your deck in brand new deck order too. In fact, put those back around. And I'm going to put the top card face up so you can track this card. This is the most important card in this deception, top playing card. I called this the coat shuffle to begin with because this acts as a coat. It protects the deception. I decided shade was a better word for that because it shades everything that's happening. So the top playing card, to begin with, we're going to split the deck in half. The top half is going to come to the right, bottom half to the left. But the top card is going to join the left hand for the right. So the way we do this, we're going to pinch the deck on each side, finger 2 in the front of each hand, thumbs at the back, finger 1 on top each side. Now I'm going to lift about halfway up here with my thumb, right thumb. Finger 1 is going to press down on the King of Diamonds, and I'm going to pull the top half away, keeping that King of Hearts behind, like so. So when I pull it away, it kind of looks like this, and that's how you go into the shuffle. So the first action is just separating those two decks. Now when we look at a shuffle like this for real, it kind of just looks like this, and then you can bump them together. So we're going into what looks like this. It looks like a standard riffle shuffle, table riffle shuffle. So when I pull this aside, I lift the deck up ever so slightly at the front with finger 2, like this. I kind of tilt it. So I lift in the back, tilt, pull this aside so that both the packets can now touch the ground. I do this to create a mirror, a kind of a uniform action in the way that both packets are moving. If I just leave this still, then you see that card fall, you hear that kind of slap down. Ultimately, I want to hide that. I want to protect that from being seen. I want to hide that. The best way I found to do that was to just lift both packets up ever so slightly so that when this card goes down on top, the packets hit the ground. It's a very, very subtle moment. So the way I hide that is lifting them up at the front, but also butting, is that the right word? The two packets together. So at full speed, looks like this. So the upper packet, the top packet goes upwards like this, and I lift this one up at the back, butt them together to straighten them up. So at full speed, like this, and then I'm instantly in position to start riffling with my thumbs. So the first moment is really much a non-moment. Now a few notes at this point. One, when you are splitting the deck in half like this to shuffle, your finger does not press down on the top. So if you can execute this without your finger pressing down on the top like this, because this makes it obvious what you're doing, this finger pressing down, if you can do it without doing that, then you're on to a winner. Now how can we do that? The way that I try to exercise this and teach this is by having my fingers look very relaxed on the edge of the deck like so. So finger one's barely pressing down here, barely pressing down at all. It just keeps that playing card in place with a tiny bit of pressure. I don't need to press down like this like you see a lot of table magicians doing. You can see the falseness, the deception from miles away by just that finger pressing down when it doesn't need to. So practice this in your practices, make this part of your practices with your finger pressing, one, down like this, two, towards the edge of the deck, not like this. So it's here, and then we're ready for the deception. So all we've done, cut the deck in half, retained the top card over here. And obviously if that top card's face down, then that kind of looks like it's kind of just going across to the side. From the back angle you can see it. I show you when you're performing this, when people are watching you shuffle, they're just gonna see a shuffling deck of playing cards. They won't notice something like this, but it's important for us as deceptive practitioners to pay attention to things like this and be aware of what our fingers are doing at all times. So once you're over here, put the hearts, I'll do that before we put the hearts together, turn this face up. At this position, now the main deception is this. And there we have it, the deck is completely in order. That's essentially what we're trying to achieve, but there are a few different things happening at the same time to better hide that deception, to make it more convincing. Now I'll expose the complete shuffle right here before we go into the explanation. So it looks like this, here. Now I do a few more other shuffles, meanwhile keeping the king still second from the bottom. So the king is lost at the minute underneath the second from top card, Queen of Diamonds. So what I do now, execute the move again, and the deck's back in order. So it starts in order and it ends in order, but just for a moment that top card is lost. So we lose it to begin with. At this point we can do some other false shuffles. I won't get into too many. But then at the final moment we execute it again. Oop, dropped it. And then we're back in order. So that's everything that's going on. Like everything goes underneath that top card. You pull it away from the top card and then you put it back. That top card going over the top, those two cards overlapping, adds that extra level of deception, which I'm going to move the camera angle because this is a very awkward position for me to perform and to demonstrate this. So I can talk about this more clearly and go over everything from a performance point of view. So this move, this deception is designed to merge in with a few other shuffles. The original idea that I had was a solution to a problem that I had. I couldn't quite execute the Zarro shuffle perfectly. Now the Zarro shuffle is incredible. I've seen a lot of people do it really well. My problem with it is that I always recognize it when I see it. You can recognize it from that, I don't want to expose it right here, but you can recognize it from this one moment where you're secretly separating the packets and then pushing them back together. No matter who does it, no matter how perfectly they do it, I can always see that moment. And if I can see it, then I have to believe that my audience might have a chance of seeing it too. So I wanted to come up with a version that when you riffle the two packets together, you simply push them together without having to separate first. And this is what I came up with. Now, don't get me wrong, this comes with many complications and it comes with a few discrepancies. I would never say this is better than the Zarro shuffle. I'm sure it's not, but this is my solution to it. This is what I prefer to execute. This is the one that I lean to, and I'm sure that a lot of people watching this who can do the Zarro shuffle, they might move over to this when they hear what I'm talking about, when they see what I'm talking about at this very moment of separation. First of all, we need to look at the discrepancies of this. The first discrepancy we've kind of touched on already, which is the finger going down. Nobody shuffles with a finger like this. Nobody separates two packets with a finger like this, so we need to work on keeping that finger where it is. First of all, this packet is going directly underneath the top card, the King of Diamonds. It's going completely underneath it. That means this side, there's a lot to hide on this side, so this card has to be the complete shade. Now, if I just do that without the shade deception, if we come here and do this, then it's kind of obvious. If you did it like this, it'd be too obvious. Let alone if you just push them in, it's too obvious. There's too many nod moments. 1, this is dead still. 2, the sound. 3, when I push this in, there's a huge... I'm just showing you what I'm doing, basically. There's no hiding. So we've got to think about ways that we can hide that and get around that. So the first one is the finger. I'm over here. I like this. I like that it's messy. This is the soap theory, the dirty B swear word in action. When you mess the cards up, when the cards don't look perfect. Don't try to look perfect. Don't try to look clean. Don't try to look good. And this is a good one for that, because at times like this, you can be scruffy like this, and it looks like you've got no control whatsoever over the playing cards. But of course, we have. Something I constantly try and tell people to do. So we go from this position here. Now we're going to lift it, make it look like we're lifting both packets, but at this side, finger 1's pressing down on the top card as it is here, but on this side it's doing it for a reason, because the thumb right at the back here is only lifting the top playing card. This packet needs to look like this when they're riffling together. It needs to look like this. So the camera angle is your eyes. If I'm doing this for you, this packet, I will come away from you like this. My body language, I will turn it this way, just so that I can hide this side of the deck. So if I know that I'm showing it to you and I'm head on, I will turn to this side and then do the shuffle here. Now, you can argue, and you will be right, that you shouldn't have to do this with shuffles, but we have to adapt in every single deception that we do. You know, I get some people saying, when I demonstrate bomb deals on film, they're like, oh yeah, but why aren't you showing it from the bad angle? Why the hell would I? Why would I show you it from the bad angle, you moron? So obviously that's a part of the deception. It's part of the dance. It's a part of the act to make sure all my angles are covered. It's the whole point of what we do is deceptively. So I don't want you to see this. I don't want you to see it from this angle. I don't want you to see it from any bad angle. So I'm going to cover myself. I'm going to protect myself by coming over here. The moment you see past this line, you see this big gap here, and you can see what's going on. I don't want that. I mean, in a way, you can do this, and it can look convincing, but it's a huge risk to take. So I'll lean this way, and I'll lift this packet up, just the top playing card, and I'll make it look like this packet. So this is something to practice a few times. Get your separation. Look at what this packet looks like when you do this. Look at what it looks like and try and make this look the same with just one playing card. So we're here, we're gonna make this look just like this. Now, it's easy to make it look like it visually just as a still image. It's easy to just bend that card up a little bit. But when we're dribbling these cards, you get that vibration from the riffle where it's kind of jittery and going up and down. So the way that I do this is I simply just shake my thumb a little bit up and down like this, very subtly, very gently. Now all of a sudden when I do this together with the other packet, it looks like cards are falling from my thumb just because I'm doing this little flippy floppy move. I think that's what they call that. It's the flippy floppy deception, like this. So that adds another layer to this deception, another realistic layer to this deception. One, the separation. The finger's not too far over into the middle. It's just kind of relaxed on top. We put the cards together and they're very messy, they're very dirty. It doesn't make a difference. The second, we lift both packets up and the riffle. And make sure you don't do it like this. You don't want to look like you're having some kind of seizure. It's a very subtle thing, and it's only for a second too. It's only for like, see, now I'm done. That was under 2 seconds. What we're aiming for at this point, the top card of this packet, the Queen of Diamonds, has to land last. Right, it has to land on top of this pile. You have to make sure that it lands on top. So I'm going to turn both those cards. In fact, I'll just turn the King of Diamonds face up. So we're here. And you have to make sure it lands like this. So there's only one card on top of the King. The King's on top of this. The Queen's on top of the King. So we end like this. This is our situation. Now, I'm still retaining the angle. I'm still keeping that angle where you're looking head on. A few more discrepancies are going to show up now. 2 of them, in fact. One of them right in front of you, right here. There's so much air and space between the King and the rest of this pile, the rest of this packet. So to counter that, this packet, make sure it only overlaps at this corner, only there. An angle like this, at a V angle, they're only interweaving by about 1 centimeter. Finger 1 is making sure that this card does not pop up like this. Finger 1 is pressing down, not hard, very gently, very subtly, but this packet is further back, and the fingers on this hand, finger 1 specifically, is also pressing down on this top card. Pressing down on the entire pile. The second discrepancy here is this pile is off the table. It's lifted, it's raised by this much, because that's what's going on. So you don't want to be stuck in this position too long. Unfortunately, you're not, because as soon as you riffle them together, you're going to start those 2 piles going in together, mixing. So it goes like this, and then you're done. So there's no pausing, there's no moments where people can analyze the situation. There's none of that's going on. Now, we're going to employ and we're going to use and take advantage of the soap theory at this point, the dirty B swear word theory, because the way that you clean up and square up, you want to do it the messier the better. And the way that we defeat that discrepancy at this point, once we've got over these 2 discrepancies, a new one comes along. When you push these 2 piles together, you're showing people what you're doing. You're making these big gaps. Look at that big gap. They're clearly not together. And I know I just said that when you push these together, it's such a fast moment and nobody will see it anyway, but you don't want anybody to see that in that split second. So the way that we counter that, once we're in this position and the Queen's on top of the King, this packet is going to push into this from the front. This packet doesn't really move. This packet stays where it is, but this side is going to go round the front like this, and then kind of diagonally in, and then you square up at the sides. Now this completely covers and shades any difference in height for the deck, because now that packet is at the front, now that I take it over the front like this, I'm completely hiding any kind of separation, any kind of discrepancy at that point. Now I can square up and it looks like the piles just went together. If I do it from the side, I'm too busy looking at the monitor. If I do it from the side like this, then you can see 2 piles clearly, one going on top of the other. If I go from the front like this and square up at that back corner, it just looks like they've merged. So once we've achieved the first part of this, because this is like it's a double act, you have to do it twice. There's a way that you don't have to do this twice, but I don't like it. I will show you in a second, but if you can start with the deck completely in order and end like that without having to set anything up, without having to do anything strange, then that's ideal. So in the first case, you're going to lose the top card. One card is going to be placed out of order. What I love about this is at this point, once you've done the first part of the shuffle and you've lost the card, right now you can relax, you can chill the F swear word out, you can chill out. You don't have to do anything yet. You can keep it like this. What I like to do, once I've done that and I've squared up, do a few more shuffles, do a few more false shuffles. Meanwhile, keeping the Queen on top of the King, go into a whole bunch of different false shuffles. And then at the very end, when you're back in position, you've still got the King and the Queen in reversal order at the very end. Then you execute another shade shuffle and you're back in order. I know that looked terrible because my finger it's very hard looking at this monitor while trying to do this, no excuse. But yeah, you don't have to do it twice instantly, you don't. But if you wanna if you want to achieve this fully as a single shuffle, then you have to do it twice. 1, you lose the king. 2, you bring the king back. But I don't like doing that. I don't like repeating that instantly because it kind of looks like you're correcting something that you messed up. Whereas if you do the shade shuffle and then leave it at this point kind of messy and come away for a moment, it looks so unreal. It looks like there's no way that could still be in order, especially because you just did one move. I think this is my biggest dislike with any false shuffle, to be honest. Any push through or strip out, you have to do it more than once. Because, and what I mean by that, if I do the broken bridge shuffle, for example, the perfect shuffle would end right there, the perfect false shuffle, but it can't because it's false. So I have to do another shuffle, another move. The idea, if you want to do this just once, if you want to really show off to magicians and other card guys, just switch the top 2 cards around, just switch the queen and the king around on top, and then all you have to do is execute that move once because the queen's here, the king's here. Do that move once. At this point, now you're in complete brand new deck order. It's as simple as that. I prefer to do it more pure, more real when it's in order to begin with and mess up and then come back to it. But there you go, just an idea. Now, just a few more moments let's spend on the dirty B square word theory, the soap theory, because you can apply it to this so beautifully. At this point, once the cards are together like this, you can just kind of be messy and straighten up, and it's just such a nice looking thing. It looks like you've got zero control over the deck, when little do they know you've got full control. So at this point, I like to, as soon as those 2 cards have overlapped, I like to kind of do this, have a messy kind of demeanor with it, because it looks like there's no way that's false shuffle. It looks like they're really messed up. That was the shade shuffle. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy it. If you do use it on the social networks here on YouTube, tag me. I'd love to see it. So many more dope tutorials on the way. All I ask in return, make sure you subscribe so you get the notification the next time a tutorial drops. On one final note, I just initiated an AMA, Ask Madison Anything, over at the Alliance, madison.ist. I'll only be answering questions asked to me by the Alliance, but I'll be posting all the answers right here on my YouTube channel, maybe in about a week from now. I'll be back soon with another smashing tutorial. I'm Daniel Madison. Thanks for watching.
I'm the sausage queen, fish and chips and beans.
What are you doing?
I'm the sausage queen, fish and chips and beans.
Ow.